So let's recap the second day of All Star Weekend. I didn't recap the first day, didn't think that a video was needed, and did not think that I should do it because it's the celebrity game. It's fun to watch it, it's fun to see, but no one really wants to see that a video because even though it is cool, it's always the same thing this season. The NFL stars are going to win the MVPs, and it's going to be a more um, engulfing experience to make a video on a day which has a lot more going on, right? So, firstly, I wanted to say that this dunk contest was pretty good. I do believe that now the dunk contest has been brought back into full effect. I believe that Jaylen Brown was terrible. He did a lot of basic dunks, which a lot of people could have done. And even though I do like that he is a superstar, an All NBA level player, which did the dunk contest, I do believe that there is some, okay, Jalen, you could have gone a bit harder. And then obviously we have Mcclung, which did some incredible dunks. Like he did that final one, that windmill. That was amazing. Then he did the one where he let the ball go in the air and then he put it in behind his back. And obviously we had some great moments, even if obviously there were some terrible dunks involved. I did like when Jaime Jaquez jumped over Shaq. I did think that that was very cool, as I had never seen such a big person being jumped over, except maybe when Vince Carter did it at the Olympics. And honestly, this dunk contest was pretty good. I think that I think the dunk contests are getting better, and I think by getting guys involved that actually want to jump and actually want to go and actually want to do this dunk contest, it makes the experience much more enjoyable than watching a bunch of guys which don't want to do it act like they want to do it. I feel like Mcclung, and now that he has two straight dunk contest championships, I feel like he should keep going and see how many he can win, because then there are going to be people who are going to start trying to challenge him. Then following, the process of orders, we have obviously Damian Lillard winning the 3-point contest. I saw the entirety of this contest today. I saw it this 3-point contest was very interesting as it went 3 rounds. I did believe that Cat looked like the person who was going to win it for most of the thing, and Trae Young looked very good too. But a couple of huge performances and that one starry ball from Dame really saved him from losing the 3-point contest. In the end, Dame won against Karl Anthony Towns and Trae Young, which were the finalists, and he did pretty good, having a performance which was very nice. But obviously, the real 3-point contest that we all wanted to see was the Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu, all-star contest, 3-point shooting. Basically, Sabrina got to use obviously the WNBA balls, and Steph Curry the NBA balls because they shoot with different balls. But Steph Curry, and Sabrina went against each other, and it was amazing. Honestly, I do think that Sabrina held her ground, and especially since she started it, right? I do want to give her more props, but let's be honest, it's Steph, and Steph is the GOAT at the shooting. He got a better 3-point contest in his round than anyone in the regular 3-point contest did in any of the rounds. So Steph Curry alone put on an absolute masterclass. But we do have to give props to Sabrina because her score of 26, which is what she got for her round, is the same score that Damian Lillard got in his first round, that Kat got, that Trae got. So Sabrina can definitely shoot. And especially with the best of them, she showed that she's one of the best 3-point shooters ever. In terms of the women's sports side, obviously. And she showed that, I'm not going to let the pressure get to me. I'm going to come here, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And in the end, she put on a great performance, even if she lost. which and I do believe that it's good to have these types of moments of NBA and WNBA going against each other because it helps promote the WNBA and bring the community closer, especially regarding things like shooting and things that are not too physical. So then, following this 3 point contest, we obviously had the skills challenge, which is nothing to marvel at. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. The skills challenge was pretty much what it always is. People were there. The Indiana Pacers won it. Anthony Edwards looked horrible as he couldn't hit a three from the corner, but obviously they do it just to support the league. They need people to have in those stands, and having guys, especially the top guys, be able to just participate in these events is pretty cool. And in my opinion, I like this day. I think those 2 3 point shootouts and being able to add something interesting like that in the middle of, the in the middle of the All-Star weekend is nice. I feel like the Steph and Sabrina competition was something that we were missing, and I do believe that the league getting creative is a great thing. As much as we do like basketball and trying to keep it simple, there are some ways to make it more interesting and some memorable moments which can be created from just having these, surges of ideas. So let's say we got this idea from somebody, obviously, to have Steph versus Sabrina, and now it became a thing, and it was amazing, and it was really cool. So what I do want to say is shout out to the 3 point contest champions. Dame and Steph. So shout out to everyone who won yesterday, and in my opinion, I do want to say that I did like this day, since today basically we get the All-Star game itself. I hope that it can put up with at least be fun and at least have some competence to it. I do believe that it was an extremely good weekend. It's obvious that the vibes were good. People were laughing all throughout it. People were having their way. And even in the skills challenge, like, it was so funny when the players were messing up. It was hilarious, honestly. And I did enjoy just being able to see these players, doing what they're doing. And in the end, it was like even Victor was there, Paulo was there, and they were all just having a good time facing each other. Scotty Barnes couldn't make anything. Trey Young was just having the shoot around, and they were having the practice. And it was hilarious to me because they were all just shooting from half court at one point and trying to make it. And it was kind of entertaining. And I do believe that having those things like that, where you just get to see the players be out there and having to see the best in the world, just basically doing whatever, was fun to see. And I do want to say again that think about the fact that now we get the All-Star game. Now, what I do want to say about the All-Star game, that I wanted to say for a long time, is that, look, please, this All-Star game has to be good. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that because, like, the All-Star game is normally supposed to be one of these things where it's like, hey, this is, like, supposed to be the best players in the world. They're supposed to care about this game. And they're supposed to really put forth effort into actually winning it. I do not like the All-Star games that are based around just wait till the game to finish, wait for the game to be over. And I do believe that there is a specialty which, guys like Kobe and LeBron have shown, which is like try to win the games, actually make them competitive, go out there and play, right? Like, because it's much more memorable, like what we saw in 2021 when Steph scored like 50 points and LeBron hit the game winner, where that was a competitive All-Star game, to what we saw last year, which was a bunch of people just running through a court trying to score just to get through with the game. So please, I'm hoping that this year's is memorable and that they could at least do it like the way that they did it when, Steph dropped 50, where it was in all good fun, but obviously it was amazing and it was an amazing performance.